church tonight, I want to say it again. God is keeping me. Oh, God is keeping me. Oh, he's blessed me. Oh, I'm blessed tonight. And he's kept me from all harm. Can I get a witness? If you got food to eat, you ought to say, God, hey. God is keeping me. If you got clothes on your back, say, God is. God is keeping me. Well, he blessed me. I can't take no credit. And he kept me from all harm. Let me say it one more time. If you got food to eat, you ought.
Dr. Antoinette Bailey committed suicide due to alleged bullying and racism by the school's white president. Students protested outside the administration building and called for the removal of Lincoln University President John Mosley on Friday, January the 12th, 2024, in Jefferson City, Missouri. He is the president of a historically Black college in Missouri, and he was placed on paid leave following the high-profile death of Dr. Bailey. President Mosley volunteered to step down while a third-party expert reviews potential personnel issues and concerns. Dr. Bailey was known for keeping her office door open and greeting everyone at Lincoln University with a smile. Students protested and wore Justice for Bonnie t-shirts across the campus in Jefferson City. Many of the students are calling for his termination. Social media posts have questioned his qualifications and his treatment of the Black administration and whether it was appropriate for a white man to lead an HBCU. Dr. Antoinette Bailey was 49 years old. We are also looking into prioritizing mental health of everyone here and making sure each employee and student is treated with dignity and respect. She killed herself days after being fired as Vice President of Student Affairs. Graham shared an email, and this was one of her longtime friends, in which Dr. Bailey detailed the problems she was having with Mosley, including saying that he harassed her and alluded to her as being an angry Black woman, which she described as a stereotype that has demoralized Black women for decades. She also wrote that the situation deteriorated after she requested time off through the Family Medical Leave Act to deal with her severe depression and anxiety. Mosley hasn't responded to an email seeking comment. Today, a white president at a HBCU is rare. I'm only aware of one other college, Bluefield State in West Virginia, which is now a majority white school. From research and many examples, Black women are mistreated, bullied, and harassed in the workplace by white men and others. We have to contend with sexism and racism as well. The first Black female president of Harvard University was recently forced to resign after being accused of plagiarism and backlash over her testimony at a congressional hearing. The U.S. Supreme Court also ruled to end affirmative action in college admissions, and diversity, equity, and inclusion programs are increasingly under attack all over the world. Dozens of Black football players refused to play until the president stepped down. Mosley was named as president in January of 2022. When he was a basketball coach, we loved him. But when he became the president, he wasn't qualified to lead a university. Dr. Bailey also reached out to the board in November about her troubles with Mosley, and the board dismissed her concerns. And then they want to make the excuse that the board doesn't engage in the management of personnel issues. Okay, go ahead. Many parents believe that if you can break down someone as strong and confident as Dr. Bailey, they are in fear for their children. One parent said, I can't send my child there. I don't have the trust. I lost the trust in the university. Now, people just don't understand this workplace bullying. Sometimes you have supervisors who are jealous or envious, and then they'll do things to run you out of your position. And then sometimes you may even volunteer to leave. You may even volunteer to leave or ask to move. And they know they don't like you, but they won't let you move either. It's because I guess you're outsmarting them at their own game. They won't let you move, but then they'll put you in a position or offer you a position, hoping that you'll move anyway. When you just could have let me move the first time. When I asked to move the first time, you could have let me move. But this harassment, racism, sexism is absolutely positively out of control. And something needs to be done to address it. I have worked in a university setting, and many believe that the HBCU is headed toward more white students and also white administration in the near future, and it may merge with another university in that area that is majority white. But it's amazing to me how single Black females can lose their jobs for no reason, but they choose to keep the only white female professor in her position and give her a raise. You know, I had a friend that was a librarian, and her administrator wanted to write her up for setting up the book fair early. Who ever heard of such? Who ever heard of such? Or when you're on the university setting, you have a department chair who wants to come after you for a one student complaint. A student plagiarized. The department chair said, give them another chance. And then they still come after you. Or they'll say, you said something inappropriate. Well, what did I say that was inappropriate? And who are the people making these allegations? Just all these excuses is absolutely a witch hunt. My God, nobody told me that working was so difficult. You are working with devils and demons and people who just need to be in a mental institution. So I feel Dr. Bailey's pain. I have been harassed on the workplace for years, bullied by white administrators for years, subjected to racism and sexism, and they also have issues with people with disabilities. They also have discrimination against people who are older, and they really don't want you because, you know, right now you're at the top of your pay scale, and they rather get an inexperienced person than pay you your worth. And sometimes I remember I used to talk about people who didn't have jobs and didn't act. In one way, I can't blame them. Because if you got to get up early and go to a job every day where you're doing your best and you're working too hard, you hardly have time to go to the bathroom, you hardly have time to take a bite out of your sandwich without somebody interrupting you, it's time to go. Nobody deserves to be treated like that, like I'm at the bottom of your shoe. And then you rule yourself and you pride yourself in having class and elegance and decorum and professionalism and dignity, and you still treat it like you're a imbecile. My condolences to her family, friends, the students, and the community. I understand Dr. Antoinette Bailey's pain more than you'll ever know. I've been accused of forging signatures, and that wasn't even true. I've been accused of not being able to speak a foreign language. I was certified in a certain area to help students who needed to be taught another language in English. English was their second language. And the people accused me of lying on my application when I have Spanish not only on my high school transcript, it's on my college transcript as well. I have about 5, 6 courses in Spanish. Now, did I say I was an expert? No. But I probably could get away teaching Spanish 1, and I can read and write in Spanish and write notes to parents and make simple phone calls. I did not lie on my application. And so I made copies of the transcript and I highlighted it and I mailed it to those you know whats. And then I told the woman what she said in Spanish and answered her question, and they lied about that too. They just didn't want to hire an African American in their white school system, in their white universities, or in their white corporations and businesses.
And he kept me. Well, you can join in. Say God is keeping me. When I look back over my life, through dangers seen and unseen, yeah, yeah. Well, I want you to know it's